Space Jam: A New Legacy came out today, and for those of you who don't know, is the sequel to standalone sequel soft reboot to Space Jam from 1996. This movie focuses on the plot of a rogue artificial intelligence who kidnaps the son of LeBron James, who then has to work with Bugs Bunny to win a basketball game. Here I am right now. Right here. This paper was a ticket that I already pre-ordered for when the tickets went on sale to get a seat. So, the movie came out today. And today after work I went and saw it. And it sucked! Hey everyone, it's Movie Lover 120 here, and I'm here with a brand new rant, just judging by that intro. And yeah, this rant is gonna be for Space Jam: A New Legacy. So yeah. So let me recap this. I love the first Space Jam. It's by no means a masterpiece. No. It's corny, it's not really well written, but it's just something about it that makes it just so interesting to watch. Like the Looney Tunes characters getting way over their head and challenge the basketball game to a bunch of small aliens, and then they become amazing. So when I saw the trailer for this film, I had some very iffy thoughts. Well, when I heard of this movie, I heard they got LeBron James to star in this, and apparently the budget was going to be about $160 million. It's like, $160 million for a bunch of Looney Tunes? Huh. Must try to make the animation amazing, but then the trailer came out. I had very iffy thoughts based on the Looney Tunes 3D designs, which explained the $160 million budget. And because of all like the Warner Bros. Cameos I'm going to get to in a bit. And the fact that this was made 25 years damn late, basically joining the ranks of other follow-up sequels like Dumb and Dumber 2, which I ranted on a bit, Zoolander 2, many Independence Day Resurgence, even the frickin' Star Wars Disney sequels that I've ranted on many, many times. Just many other comedy sequels in general. However, I did try to give it a chance. Maybe it could be better than I thought. So yeah, like I said in the beginning, I went to see the film tonight. Just got back from seeing it. I'm really shocked. I knew this one would be great, but holy cow, this movie sucked. No, really. I felt so stupid for wasting $14 damn on a stupid rehashed reboot. Yeah, it was that bad. It was the same plot as the first one. Same concept, same kind of humor. Just with a modern setting, different basketball player. This time, who didn't have the charm, Michael. But it's just so you know, guys, LeBron James' movie doesn't even have any of the enjoyable charm that Michael Jordan had. No offense to LeBron fans, but this is another thing though. I don't really watch basketball games on TV, so I wouldn't know much. But it's like this time there's only a few differences in the plot. His son gets kidnapped, and the only way he can save him is by winning a basketball game. Really? It's just so unrealistic, and it's a horrible premise. Like, I can tell LeBron really wanted to exceed Michael Jordan, but please don't piggyback off of someone's success and make it your own. Why even make a film like this? It's just ridiculous. Why even give Space Jam a sequel? It didn't even need one. The acting was putrid, which can be taken seriously. It doesn't even hold a candle to the original Space Jam either. Like in the... Yeah, well... What else can I think of? Oh, like, when we get introduced to AI artificial... Where's Don Cheadle's character's name is? Yeah. Algae Rhythm, I mean. He's basically this, computer-like character or program. And when they get introduced to his, like, little programming that... So, like, him and his son go to this Warner Bros. Meeting, and, they, like, imagine... Apparently they can imagine him in, like, several little cameo films that, like Batman versus LeBron, except in this scene, they basically have this computer-animated version of LeBron James winning against Batman, little Batman cameo by freezing him. And then there's, of course, LeBron of Thrones, which basically has him sitting in that trademark computer-animated LeBron sitting in that trademark movie chair. I forget most of that scene, but then... And then the last one was LeBron, the Chamber of Secrets, which has him in a Quidditch match. Like... Which was probably so stupid. So, like... The other thing about Algae Rhythm. Algae Rhythm, as much as I love Don Cheadle as War Machine and stuff, and Don Cheadle's a great actor, but in this movie, I didn't like his character. No, they try to make him way too much like Dr. Robotnik from Sonic the Hedgehog. They try to make him as over the top as Robotnik. Times where it just got really... It started getting really out of hand. Like, Dr. Robotnik's over the top goofiness was actually handled perfectly. Because Robotnik is an over-the-top villain. Or Dr. Rayman, whatever you want to call him. Here they just tried way too hard. There would be like many proclaiming from the rooftops that 1996's Michael Jordan starring Space Jam is a cinematic masterpiece, which it's really not. I mean, it's got quite a number of flaws and stuff. But there was undeniable energetic charm to that real-life animated hybrid that sure became not only a box office hit, but a beloved childhood favorite to many children of the 90s. This movie's just trying way too hard, and you can tell. The first one was like funny and had a decent storyline. This one just gets way too futuristic. Now, there's maybe like one redeeming quality. I mean, the Looney Tunes characters are still funny. I mean, they were still like the only funny thing in the whole movie. I mean, we're just the Looney Tunes characters. It was good to see the Looney Tunes characters again, because I grew up with the Looney Tunes. I love seeing them on the big screen again. There was even the Hanna-Barbera little cartoon cameos. I did love seeing those. And, I did like those Warner Bros. Studios scenes where you can see like posters in this office of Aquaman and Joker stuff, and like, and when LeBron started driving into the Warner Bros. Studios where that Algae Rhythm programming scene's about to happen in the executive's office, I think you can see like a poster of the Suicide Squad if you look closely. The new one that's coming out, not the 2016 one. But so those were pretty nice. So that was pretty cool getting to see those. And I also did love some like Warner Bros. Cameos. I mean, they had like Danny DeVito Penguin cameoing in that crowd that's watching the game at the end of the movie. When all the cameos happen, here's what I'm gonna spoil. The cameos don't really happen until near the climax of the movie. So if you're expecting like the cameos to be a big part of the film, no. They don't appear till like the climax, but there are some cool cameos I like the Penguin from Batman Returns. Unfortunately, in spite of that, we also get a cameo of Arnold Schwarzenegger's Mr. Freeze from Batman and Robin. You know, that pitiful one with the ice puns? Yeah. We get a cameo of him in the crowd too, But, and then back to good stuff, we do get a cameo of the aliens from the first movie. So that was, but they don't really do speaking lines. They're just like a few second cameo, but I'm glad they at least included them, at least included some reference to 1996 film. And there was actually one certain funny scene I did laugh. Basically, when they're about to give up, they're all about to give up because they're starting to lose really bad in the first round, and then, of course, Sylvester's like, I bought Michael Jordan over, so I was, this was kind of funny a little bit, but it did also kind of infuriate me, because I was expecting, hey, did they actually include Michael Jordan? They could actually reference, maybe they'll bring him back for like a cameo, and but no, apparently it's not the actual Michael Jordan from the first movie, it's Michael B. Jordan, which was really infuriating. I really wanted a cameo from Michael Jordan from the first one. But, however, Michael B. Jordan cameo was still kind of funny. I mean, that could kind of get a laugh out of me. I mean, since they both have similar names, like, that's Michael B. Jordan. He's an actor. like, I forget his line, like, I was just out getting popcorn and everything, and then, I forget what else he says, but it's something around that, like, but yeah, not a penny has really been spared making this one of the most colorful, beautifully animated features, well, the animated sequences scene, and the animation came a long way from 1996's original Space Jam, and the sequel of sorts, like, all usual Looney Tunes characters turn, and this time, they gave them a 3D style makeover, which I do not like. I think their 3D designs are cringe, but however, don't worry. You'll be happy to hear this. Their 3D designs don't make it until the climax. So yeah, most of the time they're in their 2D forms. So don't worry about that. So that was, thank God. Thank God they spend the first half of most of the movie in their 2D forms, because I prefer their 2D forms better than their pitifully bad 3D ones. And now, those are the only good qualities, unfortunately. Here's all the bad qualities. The script sounded like a public service announcement over an entertaining movie. Seems like I was listening to something a bunch of 6th graders put together rather than an actual Hollywood film. A lot of animated films make characters adults. This film does not even bother. Keeps everything lowbrow and very childish from start to finish. But I have no problem with this because, well, it's a kid's movie, of course. But I don't understand, but Looney Tunes shorts can cater to both kids and adults, not just kids, guys. Why would you, but I don't understand why you do bizarrely put in scenes from The Matrix, Mad Max, and Casablanca, which are not for kids, guys. Those movies are rated R. Like, even when LeBron James is getting transported to Looney Tunes World, he goes to The Matrix, and I think they're playing the music from the frickin' rave scene from Matrix Reloaded, which is kind of like the religious orgy scene from Reloaded, aka probably the most cringy scene of the franchise. Yeah, they play that music when he's getting, like, when he passes by the Matrix World. They do play that frickin' music. It's like, come on, guys. Really have to play that music from that scene in a PG-rated kids movie? Really? Let's not do that. Yeah, even Mad Max Fury Road's not for kids. I did like seeing, like, little Mad Max Fury Road shots of, like, the driving chase, but come on. That movie is not for kids either. Casablanca I haven't seen, but I'm obviously sure it's not for kids either. Like, even kids aren't gonna know what those movies are either today. And yeah, like I said, as much as I enjoy John Tito's War Machine, his performance as the villain, Algie, was so weak most of the time. Like, it's even confusing too. Sometimes he's really strong, and sometimes he's really weak. Even though he's like a computer program, shouldn't you always be strong? Oh yeah, and there's like, Khan does cameo. It's one of the cameos of this movie if you've seen the trailers. And there was one scene that really pissed me off. When, like, once the Toon Squad's already coming into the lead, they finally get the upper hand on the Goon Squad, and his character Algie Rims decides to put in this little cheat powers he has himself to finally gain back the lead. It's like, Khan's got nothing on me, and then Khan's just like, what? It's like, don't insult my freaking boy like that! Like, I just want Khan to just stomp on it. Like, don't you dare insult Khan like that. No one ever does that to one of the best monsters in cinema. Hell no. Like, You know, like, if you want to see a film who's... I'll get to that part, ugly parts of it, and there's other... Actually, this part is for the ugly stuff. Like, if you want to see a film whose main reason to exist is based wholly and solely to market toys to kids, then Space Jam: A New Legacy is that film. From start to finish, there's always a product brand, toy, or game-perfect position on the screen to face the audience with a character on screen saying something along the line like, "How you pass me that LeBron James branded basketball? Yes, I can pass you this LeBron James branded basketball." It's maybe a slight exaggeration, but watch this film and you'll pretty much get that. Like, I knew that. Once again, I knew Space Jam Legacy wouldn't be good, but I hoped it would be like just a fun little turn-off, bring nostalgic Looney Tunes fest with some cool cameos. But no, didn't expect it to be so bad. From wooden acting, only by the human cast, to the Looney Tunes characters whose voices sound completely different than most of the ones you probably watched during the Looney Tunes shows. And I especially don't like, yeah, you're all gonna get me started on that Lola Bunny design controversy. I do not like Lola Bunny's design, either. Yeah, I definitely do not like how they... And here's the thing. I don't hate the actress, guys. I'm not gonna say this, guys. Guys, I just don't like the casting for Lola Bunny. I mean, it's just because, here's why. It sounds forced. It was clearly just forced so that, likely, Warner Bros. Just clearly forced it so that it would get more money. So they ditched the original voice actress. Like, the original voice actress was going to come back, but then they decided at the last minute, no, let's cast Zendaya for Lola Bunny. So yeah. No offense. I don't hate Zendaya, guys. Just so you know, I do prefer Zendaya in films like Greatest Showman, and maybe I tolerate her a little bit in Spider-Man for her character MJ or Michelle Jones in Spider-Man Far From Home in the later half, but yeah. Her performance as Lola Bunny didn't really work for me, and she didn't really even sound all that enthusiastic for Lola Bunny. I could tell she barely sounded like she cared for this project, really. I could really tell. Just through her voice acting. So yeah. No offense, guys. Just don't try to attack me for this. Anyway, but... And especially LeBron... let's get on with LeBron James. LeBron James, like I said, does not hold a candle to Michael Jordan. I mean, I didn't really like his portrayal in this movie. But thankfully, James does end up spending half the film in animated form, saving us from more high school levels of acting talent that would further dampen a new legacy's struggle to find itself and stand on its own two legs. And that's basically just exists so you can buy merchandise for the film. So like I said, the original was never a masterpiece, but it was just that one original film that did not need a sequel. This movie even had 6 writers. They decided not to actually write a movie, instead just copyrighted Player One by scoring and unloading the entire Warner Bros. Intellectual property catalog of the audience to overload the sense of the mask how unoriginal, unnecessary contrived this all is. Oh, and you're wondering how the villain defeat is? If you're going to ask me about that, get this. How Algae Rhythm is defeated in this movie, they ripped all of it off, ripped off Robotnik's defeat from Sonic. No. They did. Remember when, like, Robotnik was defeated when Sonic, like, had that, like, superpower, and he, like, smashed Robotnik's flying machine and sent him to the Mushroom Kingdom? They pretty much almost ripped off that whole defeat. Like, Bugs ends up catching the ball, he shoots it up, it seems like he's gonna miss, but then LeBron gets a, like, jump point or whatever that thing's called, and he manages to outsmart Algae Rhythm, who, like, grew that muscular size so he can cheat in the game, and he gets banished to a magazine, except... later, this, like, program thing he abuses, or robot thing he abuses throughout the movie, or his sidekick, like, turns against him and smashes the magazine picture. So yeah, that's literally almost the same thing as how Robotnik got defeated. That's just like when Rise of Skywalker ripped off Avengers Endgame with Palpatine's death. And now Space Jam New Legacy just had to go rip off Sonic? Wow. The trouble with the Legacy is that there isn't a story to even warrant a sequel, let alone a whopping 2-hour-minute runtime. The original was a perfect 87 minutes, which served as a celebration of Michael Jordan's return to basketball at the height of his popularity was lighting a bottle. So yeah, there's my review of RANT for Space Jam Legacy. So, final thoughts. you don't want to waste $14 or $12 on a cash grab rehashed reboot, don't see this. It's not worth it. If you want to watch the Space Jam that's better than this, just go and rewatch the original because this is basically the same movie as the original film. The original film's the same movie as this, except with actually good qualities. The original film's not a masterpiece by any means, but it's better than this. Way more watchable than this. So yeah, don't waste your time watching it. I think this easily has to be the worst movie of 2021. Yeah, just one of the worst sequels I've watched in ages. I'd call this even the Dumb and Dumber 2 of animated sequels. And here's how I'm going to rank this crapfest. I am going to give Space Jam: A New Legacy a 0 out of 10. And I even say anything more. I just got so much to process. Man. So much to process. Almost out of breath. So yeah, that's it for the rants for Space Jam: A New Legacy. Well, that's finished. So yeah, when that movie comes out on DVD Blu-ray, it is so never going to my collection. Hell no. I'm so not even putting it on a Christmas list I have either. If it comes out around DVD on time, it's definitely not going on my Christmas list. That movie that will never, much like Tom and Jerry, not going to be part of my DVD or Blu-ray collection. So yeah, one watch was plenty. Both this and Tom and Jerry are a smack in the face to my childhood. So yeah, don't need to rewatch both those again. But anyway, that'll be it for this rant. Thank y'all for watching. If you like this and want to see more, and don't forget to like, subscribe to Movie Lover 120.